Hey fam, how y'all doing today? How y'all doing? Listen, before I get started, right, I want to ask you guys a favor. If you're watching this video and you're not a subscriber, I'm a growing content creator. I come with a lot of value. I have 16 years in the insurance industry, right, and financial services, and I bring a lot of value to you guys. Education, things that a lot of people want to know. So if you're watching me for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. If you like what you're hearing, please hit the like button and share with other people that you feel as though may need to hear this, right? So listen, let me quickly get into it, right? I have a question for you guys. Do you believe, because a young lady saw one of my videos I did months ago, is the Pop the Balloon Challenge with in reference to finances, right? And she had hit me up and she said, Maxwell, I don't think it's fair that you're telling people not to date people based on their financial situation. And I was like, hey, listen, you are entitled to your own opinion. But I personally think it is fair. And here's what I mean. If you are dating somebody, right, and that person is fiscally irresponsible, how can you say that is fair to the other person who is fiscally responsible? As a matter of fact, let me say this. I have a friend of mine who has life insurance for herself and her kids. And she's dating a gentleman who don't have any life insurance, and he has 3 children. He's also a brand new homeowner. And I'm like, so why would you venture into, and this individual is also an individual who spends ridiculously, like has to have the labels and everything like that. And my friend is very fiscally responsible. She does not buy anything that she doesn't need. She doesn't do the whole want thing. It has to be a need for her. Credit score is close to the 800s, right? And in my mind, I say, listen, why does this make sense for you? Because if you marry this person and something goes wrong and this person passes away, you're responsible for whatever debt is left over. If you marry this person and this person doesn't have any life insurance with living benefits, financial bankrupt is coming down the pike. Why does this make sense? So, to go back to my original conversation, I think it makes sense that 2 people who are fiscally responsible can thrive so much more in life. I'm not saying you shouldn't date a person who doesn't handle money well, because sometimes they might need you to help them understand. They might need your grooming, right? But if you see that this person doesn't want to, I'll give you a prime example. It was an individual who I used to date way back, right? And one of my concerns was the traveling, the constant traveling. And I remember one time I said to her, like, listen, do you have to go on these trips every single year? And the response back to me is, well, it's not your money, it's my money, so why are you worried about it? I'm like, well, if I'm going to be dealing with you and we're going to be combining income at some point, and if I'm saving and I'm growing money and you're just spending, how can we get to the destination that we're going to try to get to? You're going to ultimately have to fully depend on me. You don't have any kind of like liquid savings because you have a mentality of now and now only. Okay, your retirement income is minimal, right? So I had to let that person go. I'm sorry. A lot of people say, "Oh, that's wild. That's not cool." But that's the problem why a lot of us are here in America right now. That's also the problem why divorces are so high. The number one reason for divorces is usually financial. It's usually financial. It's never usually infidelity. It's usually financial. Somebody is blowing through the money. And somebody is looking at the books and saying, we are heading downwards. You understand? We are dying, right? So yes, so I have to make a fiscally responsible decision. Okay? You can bring somebody in and teach them the way. But it's the one who don't want to learn the way is the one that you kind of gotta release. You gotta release. So yes, I think it is fair. You know, some of you guys are doing it all wrong. Some of you guys are going on dates and you're asking the wrong questions. You're asking, what's your favorite color? What do you like to do? Where have you traveled to? No. The question you should be asking is, ma'am, sir, what are your future goals? Ma'am, sir, when do you plan on retiring? Because I don't want to work forever. And I'm going to assume the person I'm with probably want to retire at the same time that I retire. So we can enjoy each other. Ma'am, sir, I see you have 3 or 4 children here. Any life insurance in place? Let me tell you why life insurance can actually tell you a lot about a person. Okay? Life insurance tells you if a person cares or not. Real talk. People are not gonna like to hear this. But what life insurance does is it tells you if a person cares or not. You understand? Like, you care for me even beyond the grave. You want to make sure that I'm going to survive and I'm going to be able to pull through while I'm gone. It tells the children that my mother and father care for me, love me so much that they sacrifice and put money away to make sure that something happens to them, that they can still live on. Okay? A lot of people are not going to like that statement that I just made. Because at the end of the day, it's the truth. It's the truth. So if you're dating somebody who doesn't have any life insurance, right? And they have children currently. Think about it. They have children currently and they don't have any life insurance. What's the likelihood? It could happen, right? But what's the likelihood that once they marry you, they're going to have insurances in place to make sure that if something happens to you, to them, that you're okay? You know, sometimes I think we all need to put on our thinking caps. A lot of us get into the emotional aspect of this whole dating thing, right? We get into the emotional aspect. Oh, she's bad. She's a dime. Oh, he's handsome. He's cute, right? But we're not asking the right questions. We're not asking the right questions. If I'm dating a woman and she tells me she has insurance outside of her job, because a lot of people think they're slick, they'll get the job insurance because it's like pennies in the dollars. But when they actually take out like real hard money to put away for life insurance to show their family that they care, they don't want to do it. That person is selfish. That person don't care. You understand? So if I'm dating a woman and she tells me that she got insurance with this particular company, blah, 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 outside of the job, man, my respect level for her just skyrocketed. You understand? Okay? Okay? She gets a check on the checklist. She don't surpass the others. You understand? Because then at that point now, I know this individual has a good head on their shoulder. I know this individual cares enough to make sure that when they're not here, the family is not running around trying to figure out how to pay for their funeral. They want to also make sure that the family is not embarrassed by the fact that they didn't do the right thing by getting some life insurance. Okay? Okay? And then they also want to make sure that their children are not displaced. Because I told a story about a few months ago about a client who had passed away, and she had like 4 children, and the sister took on the kids, but after a while she was overwhelmed, and the other sister had to take 1 kid, the other sister took 1 kid, she kept the 2. Like, what kind of craziness is that? But if you had life insurance and you left it with your sisters to now be able to provide for your responsibility, your children, right? Then yeah, at that point, you're responsible. So this is why I say when you're dating people, you guys are asking like the wrong questions. This is why some of y'all get the people that you get. Some of y'all get the people that you get, people that don't have, they are shallow, no value for life. They don't, you know what I'm saying? All their value is material things and which restaurant you could take them, which hotel on a trip. Like, it's just crazy stuff. Just crazy stuff to me personally. Which explains the reason why we are where we are in America. Okay? Okay? This explains the reason why 60 million women in America don't have any life insurance. Which explains the reason why half of the country don't have any life insurance at all. Okay? Which explains the reason why I think the number is like 85% of children walking around right now don't have life insurance. That's crazy. That's crazy. Which explains the reason why most people will not be able to retire. They will work forever. Okay? They will work forever. Because a lot of people are valuing the things that doesn't move the needle. A lot of people are valuing the things that does not move the needle. The latest nails, the latest eyelash, the latest Jordan, the latest Louis, the latest this, the latest that. Things, and you're looking at the financial portfolio, and that thing is going, wah, wah. Listen, I hope this message resonates with somebody today. I hope this message wakes somebody up today and say, hey, listen, I want to make a change. I can't keep living this way. Listen, I know deep inside, you can't tell me that when you're looking at your long-term plan and there's nothing in there, or you wake up every single day and you leaving the house, and you have no life insurance. You can't tell me there's not like a sickening feeling on the inside. You know that you're leaving out of here uninsured, and God forbid somebody, and you're leaving the house with your children and your spouse, and God forbid something happens to you. They are literally asked out. I know you get that feeling in your stomach. You just haven't made the move, or you're just unwilling to sacrifice certain things to make the premium payment. Your family is the most important thing. You and your family is the most important things that you have in this life. That you have. Listen, I've had my policies now for almost 20 years. It's come in handy during hard times. right? I literally would let everything go before I even look the way of my life insurance policy. It would never be canceled because I understand it now. I understand what it is, right? But some of y'all, as soon as you go through hard times, you want to cancel your life insurance, but you want to keep your cable one though. You want to cancel your life insurance that costs you $150 a month, but keep your cable that costs you $300 a month though. You want to cancel your life insurance, but some way somehow you're able to make those trips every single year. I cannot understand it for the life of me, right? Or I sit down with you and we talk about, hey, let's plan towards your long term, your retirement. Okay? You make pretty decent income. How about we start with $500 a month? No, I can't do that. If I do that, then I can't go to this trip that I'm trying to go with my girls. Or I can't get my hair cut, my hair done, my hair did, or hey, you know, I can't go to that Super Bowl with my guys, you know. We all have a plan of buying a whole Super Bowl ticket, and I'm like, man, you guys, you're doing things to make people who are rich even richer, while you are getting poor. I need someone to make that make sense for me. You're doing things to make people who are rich even richer, while you are getting poor. This doesn't make any sense. If you explain this to me, right? The rich are already rich, but you're making them richer, right? Make that make sense. These athletes, these musicians, they wake up every day in peace. At least in financial peace, is what I mean. All bills will get paid. That's nothing they will ever have to worry about. You, how you doing? You, on the other hand, have to worry about how you're gonna pay your cell phone bill, how you're gonna pay your car note, your auto insurance, how you're gonna feed the kids. But you're taking your hard-earned money and pouring it into people who are already rich. I need y'all to make it make sense for me. Listen, I'm gonna close out with this. If you're watching this, because the initial question is, why would I tell people not to date somebody that's not fiscally responsible? At the end of the day, to each his own. Okay? Love ultimately keep a lot of people blind. You understand? When you love somebody, you love somebody. And sometimes the things you should be addressing or looking at, you overlook. And I totally understand that. So ultimately, at the end of the day, it is up to you what you choose to do. But as grown folks, because I think at some point, we all have to grow up. As grown folks, we have to start thinking about the future and what's important. And if you're going to bring somebody into your world, then that person got to match your energy and the things that you're looking to do in life. That's all I'm saying. Listen, have a wonderful and blessed evening. Talk to y'all soon.